All right, last week we had a chance to catch up with Giant Factory off-road rider Elliot Jackson. This week it's all about the Liv team, and our first guest on Crankworx Connect for the week is Liv Enduro athlete Rae Morrison. Rae coming all the way to us from Nelson, New Zealand. How are things going, Rae?
Hi, so well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Welcome to Crankworx Connect. So I want to kind of dive right into what it's been like for you the last couple of months. You're in one of the very few places where mountain biking is on. You're on your bike. How does that feel?
Oh, absolutely amazing. I mean, we had 4 weeks of quarantine to start off with where we weren't allowed to bike. And then, yeah, slowly getting back into the bike, and now we're even racing. So I'm pretty grateful to be here and just so happy to be back on the bike and racing again.
One of the other places we have bike racing is right here in BC, the CLIF Crankworx Summer Series. Pretty psyched to see everybody back on bikes. And I want to talk to you a little bit about bikes. You are one of the pro riders on the Liv factory team, and Liv's kind of rolling out this new campaign they're calling Liv Committed. Can you run us through what that's all about?
Liv Committed, it's just committed to making bikes more inclusive for women. So everyone has their own take on Liv Committed. Obviously from Liv, it's coming to get more women on bikes, get more women at the professional sport level. And then from me, it's committed to racing, again, committed to making or bringing up a few juniors and helping more women into that race series.
I want to get a little bit more specific now to bikes and the way they fit and the design and stuff. So the engineers at Liv have gone really next level in terms of collecting data about body shapes and sizes and stuff from riders to build these bikes. But you're actually out there, rubber on the ground, testing. What does the process look like for designing something that's really not existed before?
I mean, the biggest hurdle that Liv has had there's been a few brands where they've just sort of painted a bike pink or changed the saddle and called it women's specific. So they're trying to overcome that. So what Liv do is they take, I don't even know the number, but it's thousands of women, all the measurements, and just equate those to the sizing of their bikes and building a bike for a woman from the ground up. Like it's not saying that women can't ride unisex bikes, but it's just saying, hey, we've made a bike for your geometry that's going to fit, or for your sizing, it's going to fit you better.
Oh, cool. Well, that's a good sign. So if you're listening, you want to be comfortable and fast, there you go. Liv hails your bike. So I want to talk a little bit about your team, the Liv team. Normally you'd be, guts deep in the EWS right now, just going for it. But one of your teammates on the Liv team, Leonie Picton, is right now racing the CLIF Crankworx Summer Series. So I want to talk a little bit about her, what you think her chances are, strengths. This is an interesting series in that everybody has to race everything. And one of the things that's been tricky for some of the enduro riders is the gate start and the dual slalom. Where do you think Leonie needs to work, and where do you think she shines in this series?
Oh yeah, like you said, probably the gate start. Like coming from a mountain bike background, that is completely foreign. Yeah, I think all mountain bikers, and Leonie will feel it as well, that's something that we all need to work on. Her strengths, like from the EWS, just her raw speed and just letting go of the brakes is insane. Like I love watching her race, and she's also amazing at the jumps. So anything with the air, DH, and downhill enduro, I think she will shine through.
Yeah, and you're lucky enough to be in the middle of racing right now. How have the first couple enduros of the winter season gone for you back in New Zealand?
Yeah, good. I had my first enduro 2 weeks ago, and that was at a new venue I've never been to before, so it was pretty exciting. And then they have a winter downhill series at the moment. And yeah, so just racing the downhill on my enduro bike, and yeah, just loving it all.
Awesome. Putting the miles on. I mean, any miles on a bike right now, I think is something to be super thankful for. And speaking of thankful, a huge thanks to Liv pro rider Rae Morrison for joining us here on Crankworx Connect.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.